This is the Dispatch Ruckpack right here. It's upside down. So I've been in love with Dispatch ever since I reviewed their day pack back in the day. It's been a couple of years. And what do I like about them? One, they're American-made company. I always like to support those American-made companies. Two, they use some of the best materials out there on the market right here. Now, the Ruckpack is their play on the traditional rucksack with some modern upgrades that I really like a lot. Now, we're gonna walk around this pack, but I wanna show you a couple of things that I like the most about this pack, but we gotta do the specs first. We're gonna knock those specs out. What you're looking at on the main body of this pack right here is a 1680D ballistic nylon. I love the ballistic nylon because it's very abrasion resistant. So you can wear this pack for years. It will look like you just bought it, like it's brand new. In addition to this pack having that 1680D, it's DWR coated. Now let me give you the specs. I'm not gonna give you all the specs. I'm just gonna give you the ones that are most impactful. This pack is 19 inches high. And anytime I see a pack that's a little bit higher than 18 or 17 inches, I know it's gonna be a taller pack. So for those shorter people, it may or may not look so good on you. I'll just say that. Now the weight on this pack is 3 pounds. I think that's good weight because it's 25 liters. So you can pack your whole day. You know, you could do a hiking trip in this pack right here. Let me show you a couple of things that I really like about this pack the most, right? It's gotta start here, right here in this front section. This is some DNA. I don't know where it came from, but the ability to access the main compartment right in the front. Yes, this is a top loading bag. Most rucksacks are, right? They have the brain on the top, so you gotta kind of go through the brain, rip the brain off, fold it back, then you gotta get through the thing. No, not on this pack. It's got this nice number 10 YKK zip right here. They're super nice. I love big chunky metal zips. Yes, get into this section right here. Now this section actually plays two purposes. You can, like, this flap kind of comes down and you can get into the main section, but you can store your items right here in the front. Like I got this little black, this is an Exceeds rule notebook. You pick these up at Walmart, right? Super cheap, like $6. So you stick that in there, but when you open the main section up, it's dual zippers on this little sleeve. When you lay this down, you can actually get to that same notebook in the interior with a separate zip. So access from the inside, access from the outside. So like a quick access thing. That notebook I grab a lot for, you know, to write down notes. But this is the main section. You get inside, you got a lot of volume. I already mentioned it's 25 liters. Right there is the GR1 wire Dopp, the small one. And my Evergoods, they never leave me. I try to leave them. They keep on coming back, you know? Just keep on coming back. So that's the cap 1 and the cap 2. And I need to do like a review and like show you guys like how my everyday system kind of has changed in the last couple of years. But yeah, I will in the future. So inside you got some organization. Dispatch hooks you up. You got some slip pockets here. I love it when it's simple but functional. You got some slip pockets here that kind of, you know, knives, pens, flashlights, all of that kind of stuff. Hard drives, definitely could see. Tablet sleeve back here in the back, so you can slip your tablet in. Lots and lots of space. I could say in 25 liters, you can definitely take a trip with this bag right here. The second thing, it's gotta be the shoulder straps on this bag. I always say you got a couple of different ways to do shoulder straps. Really 3 different ways that I like to see them done. They can do really wide and really thick, that's number 1. Then they can do wide and thin, right? Because you want that weight distribution across your shoulder. Or you can go thinner, but really padded, right? So what they've chose to do is like option 2. They're really wide and thin. And it works out really well. I had this pack loaded down for weeks. I was carrying this pack. And the great shoulder straps, great weight distribution, kind of firm. I like that. I like that feeling on my back. Added with the, you know, you have your load lifters here on the top. You can get your adjustment really right, kind of dialed in. Nice little grab handle here. It's like maybe an 1.5 inch wide piece of nylon webbing. They did put some Hypalon there to make the grab a little softer, a little nicer. And I also like the back panel, the mesh that they use on this back panel. It's that finer, kind of coarser mesh. It feels really good. The breathability, it's kind of flat. Like, I'm lining this up with the camera right now. You can see it's kind of flat. So it doesn't have that natural curvature, but the mesh definitely gives you some airflow. Let's be real. In the summertime, it's going to be hot, actually a lot. So that's what it is on the top. Now, let me walk you around the rest of the bag right here. Big, chunky dump pockets. Some people call them water bottles. When they're this big, I call them dump pockets on the side. 32 ounce Nalgene right here on the side gets swallowed up right here. So that's what that is. So any water bottle that you have probably is going to fit. You have compression straps on either side of this pack, right? They're about a 1 inch wide. They just went with one. I actually like that. Keep it minimal on this pack right here. So another thing that I really like, I love when packs have the brain on the top. It gives you the ability to have pockets right here on the top of the bag, and I usually use them for my wallet, keys, and cell phone, right? So that's no different in here. Big old cell phone in here out of the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Megatron, whatever they call it. And then they have this second pocket on the brain. And I don't know, I guess the only thing that you could probably use this little second pocket for is pens and pencils, because it's very small right here. I wish they would have changed that. It's like kind of a little gripe for me, because it's not really useful for anything other than like pens and pencils. Maybe a knife or a flashlight can go in there, but you're kind of limited. Luckily, the first pocket is huge, right? Since we're up here on the top, let's go ahead and talk about the laptop compartment. You got a big chunky number 10 YKK zip. I love the look of these zippers on this bag right here. They're black, they work really well. You come around, one zip, it's not dual zippers, it's one zip. And I have a 17-inch Dell Inspiron. This is an older, fatter, chunky ass laptop. Your laptop is probably smaller than this. So this goes in, it's suspended off the bottom. So I always like to test the 17-inch laptops, because I feel like if you have a 17-inch, you know it will fit. And if you have a smaller laptop, you know it will fit. Now let's get to the brain. And yeah, this is probably gonna be my first kind of complaint about this bag, is the brain doesn't really fit well on the top of the bag. It kind of tries to do a good job on it. So it's got this bungee kind of around this elastic on the top, and it's supposed to kind of fit over the top of the bag and cover it, kind of keeping that water resistance together, but it doesn't really fit that well. So it's got these clips right here that kind of hold the brain down. If we want to fold it back, let's fold it back. You get to the all dreaded, but you're trying to keep that Ruckpack. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep that Ruckpack traditional style of like the drawstring opening. But I don't like drawstring openings, you know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that this exists, this front access, because if I had to go through this, every time I wanted to get something out of my bag, I might as well slip my wrist. That's just what it is. I don't like drawstring opening. I'm at this age, you know, like I know what I like and I know what I don't like. This I don't like. So it's got super heavy duty nylon. I gotta give them credit. I mean, again, the quality of materials is great. This is not my preferred way to access a bag. I'm glad that this exists. So you can get inside. It's the same stuff I just showed you when we went into the main section here. But yeah, you have some expandability though with this option. See how much more volume up here on the top. So if you want to really stuff it in, you could put some extra clothes, like if you're going for like a weekend thing, throw the laptop, your everyday carry stuff, whatever, and then some extra clothes, some shoes, and then this thing kind of takes care of you on the top with some extra space. So, and the clips, they extend out so you can get the brain to be a little bit more brainier, like just a little bit larger, so that it can accommodate that extra space on the top of the bag. We'll wrap it up with talking about the bottom. You got some compression straps there if you want to make this pack a little smaller, which I don't know. I like the size of this pack. I love the look, that emerald green. I'm sure that this camera is not doing it justice because this green is like popping. It's popping. It looks really good. So I got one little nitpicking gripe with the brain, which, you know, I always kind of do find a little issue with the brains and drawstrings. But other than that, this is an excellent damn pack. Dispatch didn't send it out to me. This is George Define's own money right here. Shoulder straps and harness system. Love it. There is a sternum strap. I didn't mention that. There's a sternum strap, and these are quick disconnect shoulder straps on the back. But yes, Dispatch Ruckpack, it's back. I think it went away, then they brought it back. Made in America. The price, $305. Yeah, bring your checkbook. Bring your checkbook. Made in America stuff will not be cheap. Anytime you set an American worker down and they produce a quality item, they want to get paid. So $305, I gotta say, I like this pack. I paid my $305, so do I think it's worth it? I paid it. So yeah, I think it's worth it, man. Dispatch makes some great stuff. This is a good looking pack. Got a couple of complaints, but you know what pack is perfect. Guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you loved it, subscribe, guys. We got more room. I always say that. Come on in. We got more room for you guys, all right? If you got a question, leave it down there in the comments. And I can't promise I'm gonna get to you, but I'm gonna try. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace.